last night. There's a controversy of one suspension that I think some people are feeling shouldn't have happened, and one suspension that I think a lot of people are feeling is a bit too short. And as Tyler mentioned, the Vegas Oilers series has been basically, except game one, has been a blowout either way. Either Vegas is blowing the Oilers out or the Oilers are blowing the Vegas Golden Knights out. And the series is starting to get that nastiness to it. And so this starts with Alex Pietrangelo, who took a stick, basically took this choked up on his baseball bat, went way up and took a swing at Leon Draisaitl like he was a baseball, and he received 1 game for that suspension. Should we stop and just talk about this one first?
Sure.
Or do we need to put both of do we want to put both of these in context?
I don't think that. I think they're two separate incidents.
I do too, but I wanted to make sure where we were all at.
Yeah, you steer us in whatever direction you want us to go.
Yeah. I guess for me, I understand why Pietrangelo is upset because he has been taking a lot of abuse in this series from the Oilers. So I guess in that sense, I get it, but you've got to keep your stick down. And the situation was 4-1 at the time. The game was over. There was really no need for that. It's dumb. Not only is this a suspendable play, I actually think it's a dumb play by Alex Pietrangelo. If I was a team, I would consider suspending him for 2 games for being an idiot. But I'm of the one with the stick swinging. I think that you have to give 2 games for that. But they chose 1. Too much. Where are you at? Or does anyone feel it should be 2, or did anyone feel it should be 1?
I just want to make one comment about that, which kind of we end up talking about often in other big cases in the past. They did issue a major penalty for that. They did look at it. I mean, geez, can you imagine if they didn't call that a major penalty and they downgraded it? What a gong show would have ensued afterwards. Even as it was, there was Skinner coming out of the net to clearly try to have some contact with whoever it was for Vegas, and then they collided a second time. Howden, thank you. And so I was just like, I mean, it's not an accident, guys. It's not an accident that they're making contact. And so, they had to call a major penalty there, and then often we've seen with NHL supplementary discipline decisions that seems to factor in. However, a major penalty with that amount of time remaining in a game that's clearly decided. I mean, I don't think that should be reducing the suspension. The nature of it, how blatant it was, how just cheap it was, right? Like, it's just so far away from the play and so premeditated in appearance that for it to only be 1 game, to me, wasn't enough. And then, yeah, of course, people want to do the whataboutism thing, and then you look at Darnell Nurse, and he's suspended a game in an automatic fashion for getting an instigator penalty late in the game. So, they are different things, and I can understand why the NHL went the way that they did. It seems like a bit of a cop-out, but probably it has something to do with them calling a major penalty at the time.
My biggest question is, first of all, yes, that should be a suspension, 1 to 2 games. Sure, I'm okay with either or, but my biggest question is, why the hell is Jay Woodcroft having his best 2 players on the fucking ice when the game is over?
I've wondered about that as well. I guess it being a home game and them being their stars, he wants them out there all the time. It's
stupid. It's asinine.
Yeah. It could have potentially led to losing one of them for the rest of the playoff run here.
Yeah.
Even as it was, McDavid had to go over. Like, it wasn't any question in his mind. He had to go over and challenge. And then
my thing with that is why Tyler, you called it, said that it was a major penalty. Man, at that point, I'm slightly surprised that they didn't call it a match penalty.
Yeah.
Based off of what, that would, had it been a match penalty, I think it would have definitely been 2 or more.
And I would have been actually okay if that was 2. But I think they got it right with 1. But that could have been.
It's an instigator within the last 5 minutes of the game. It's an automatic
Yeah, it's an
at
automatic
least
penalty.
review for a 1-game suspension. They can't go more than that, I don't think, unless there's other reasons.
Yeah, I mean, if it would have got if Haig wasn't swinging for the fences, I think then I would question more too. But that is, you have to suspend that. Like I can't understand the defense of this one, to be honest with you, because like the Pietrangelo play, this isn't a hockey play, and while they agreed to a fight, that wasn't the type of fight that Nick Hague agreed to.
Well, Pietrangelo also wasn't a hockey player either, but I gotta be the guy on the opposite side of the spectrum here. I don't think it should have been a suspension. It's how many times like okay, we're gonna the play at the end of the Leafs and Panthers game. Yes, there was a scrum, but the game was over. There was messages being sent on both sides, and Haig could have. I mean, I don't know if he had a chance to defend himself other than just fight, but I think that I wouldn't have suspended him, to be honest. This is the playoffs. If you're going to let a few of other things go that I've seen within a few of the other series, then let that one go. Let that one fumigate a little bit. And we all loved it, did we not?
No. Oh yeah. Now, I mean, obviously, it would be very terrifying if you, were, vested interest in the series, fan of one of the teams. But yeah, watching that last night was quite old timey hockey. There, Zebras had a lot of work to do. Let's just put it that way. You could say they let it get to that point, and I think they some criticism there to be had, but.
I think had Nurse been within the play a lot closer and then went in for the to engage for the fight, I think there would be a lot. I'd be more on your side. And then a lot, but he came, as Kevin said, he came from West Edmonton. He came from like the blue line, like not engaged at all. And Haig was already engaged with Warren Foegele in a puck battle. So I think it's just when I look at that, and I think the instigator was the right call, and then because it's within 5 minutes, you're just
then the face-off's just outside, right? The defenseman comes into the scrum that's below the blue line or below the red
but it
line.
wasn't a scrum. It was an actual fight. So